Hi y'all, this is Marcus Thompson for not Big Baller. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. This is Marcus Thompson for Baller Life, and today we're gonna talk about Lavar Ball, and that's why I said Big Baller. But anyway, speaking of Lavar Ball, a guy who at times I got great respect for, and in other times I just scratch my head because he's an enigma. Now, one thing that I do admire about him the most is the fact how much he loves his kids and how much he's willing to do for his kids. That's exactly how I think every dad should be with their kids. Just try to make them the best person that they can be. I got great admiration for that. Also, he's a disruptor. And a lot of people are going to learn how to respect him in that aspect, because now he's talking about starting his own league. The cost of it got me wondering, like, how is he going to get away with it? Because he's talking about paying them no less than $3,000 a month. That's some serious coin to be paying 17, 18, 19-year-old kids who have no real education outside of high school. And that's if they finish high school. Some of them might even try to drop out and join this league. That's if the bylaws will allow it, which is another head scratcher. So there's a lot of red tape for him to get through before this even come to fruition. Now, being a disruptor, I respect that. That's a boss move. Just like when he said, no, my sons are not going to sign a shoe deal to become a slave to somebody when they're the talent, when they're the product. He put the control back in his lane. He gave the control back to his boys. So with that being said, he came out and he went and created a shoe of low quality nonetheless, but hey, it's a shoe company. It's a start. I mean, even Nike had a start, and I promise you, Nike didn't have a great start to begin with. Neither did Adidas. We all start from somewhere, just like I'm starting this YouTube page with 0 people viewing. I'm getting people little bit by little bit, same with the Facebook group. But that's business. You got to wait your turn. You got to mature the name. You got to mature the image. So with him having shoddy shoes, that ain't worth $300 or $400 like he priced them out to be, that's neither here nor there. The fact that he got it to market, it says a lot. He went out and got him a wholesaler to create him some shoes, stuck his name on it, and now he's selling it. Will I buy the shoes? Maybe if I had some $300 or $400 to throw around just for kicks, I probably would, just to show a little love to him because he is a disruptor. But there's another side of me that says, oh hell no, I just can't break bread like that for inferior product. And some people will say you should buy from him because he's black. That's some of the dumbest comments I could ever receive in my life. Buying because you're one color or the other, or because you one religion or the other. I'm about what I'm trying to say, the quality of the product. Bring me quality, I will bring you my money. That's just the bottom line. I'm not always looking for the best deal. I'm not always looking for the top of the line stuff. I'm always looking for the best quality. I'm trying to get the most bang for my bucks. And that's just who I am. So with Lavar Ball have low quality shoes, you won't see the baller brand on my feet or on my back, the t-shirts, or neither one of my kids. That's just the way it is. Even if it was in Walmart, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't stand by it because the quality is so low grade that it's not worth having. Needless to say, he's doing it, and he's doing it big. I don't agree with everything that he says and does, but hey, I don't agree with everything I say and do, especially when I look at it from hindsight. I'm a man of flaws too, so I can't really fault him on some of that. But so is the life of the boss. That's how Lavar Ball lives, as a boss, as a leader. Well, I ain't gonna say leader because that's a whole different subject. I think leader is another trait of a boss. it's one of those things that you don't necessarily have to be great at, but you got to have some leadership. And at this moment, because of him not allowing his middle son to go through his trials and tribulations in college, just getting him to escape all that mess and all that controversy that he created by stealing overseas, I find that of poor leadership. I don't know the ideal of it. I don't get it. To me, it seems chaotic. And if there's one thing that I really like about being a boss or wanting to be a boss, and that's leadership, because that reflects your character. Because if you can lead somebody to become a better them, that speaks a lot about your character. And I come from the standpoint of being a music producer at one point. I always wanted to shy away from the camera. I always wanted to shy away from being famous, because I'm one of them people. I like to call myself a kingmaker. And you might be scratching your head like, what's a kingmaker? If you don't get that. So let me explain it to you. A kingmaker for me is somebody who sees something in somebody else, a quality in them, and say, hey, I can make them important. Hey, I can make them into this. I can make them into that. I can make them look like they're the best in their field of whatever it is that they are. And so let me give you a better example. As a music producer, I'm looking for a rapper. I don't want him to do anything else except rap. Get the product out there. Get the product out there. Don't worry about this, that, and a third. I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to teach you as we go along. But for right now, I need you to just be the rapper. And if you stick with me, I'm going to make you become a great rapper, a better rapper than which you came to me as. And to me, that's a kingmaker, or an advisor who leads a presidential campaign. He's playing chess with everybody else. And the president, all he got to do, like Donald Trump, is come out in public, say what was pre-written, say what he needs to say, and be himself. While his his advisor, his campaign manager, is constructing everything, turning the wheels, they the spoon that stirs the pot. That to me is a kingmaker. And ain't no one more powerful than that particular person, a kingmaker. And so I think Mr. Ball has to learn that. And in doing so, he's going to have to scale his personality back, put somebody before him, not him, because he has branded himself now as the man. Now, if he can step back out of the limelight and push other forth, I think he's going to receive a lot more success, because it's obvious he's a disruptor. He's a difference maker. He's a boss. All he needs to do is clean up his leadership ability and start creating other bosses, other leaders. And with that being said, I think he could be a monster. And it'll be a perfect situation to make the NCAA rethink of how they do business. They're $1 billion business in football and basketball. They making tons of money and not paying these kids. They think it's just an education. When nowadays, people don't care about going to school for education. They're going to turn on YouTube, get all the education they could get and want, grab a couple of certifications, and make it happen. And with internet still being somewhat still new, it's a new frontier. So instead of just sitting on somebody's job long enough, they are about to go out and create a job. That's boss. That's the boss life. And as they go along, they are becoming better leaders, because now they're going to turn around and they're going to teach what they know. They're going to become mentor to others, and they're going to become that point in somebody's life that somebody call upon to help give them that advice to get past a certain level in life. That's leadership, man. And so if you're a billionaire and you create several other billionaires, that almost makes you a trillionaire, because you no longer have to worry about being broke. If you falling on hard times, them people you help get to this point in life, they gonna make sure and they gonna see to it that you don't fail at anything. Just because of who you are, they are grateful. And that's what I believe Mr. Ball has to understand. Let your son go through that UCLA trouble that he calls himself, build up his personality, let him know that he can't just run from every trouble. A real leader with great character will face that head on, learn from it, and teach others not to do it. And that's what Mr. Ball needs to understand. He needs to let his son walk through that fire, because I'm pretty sure Mr. Ball don't walk through some fires before by himself also. So you can't spoil your son to that aspect. It was just a mistake that he made. But if Mr. Ball decides to go along with this new league, I'm praying to God that he succeeds. Not because he black, but because I like to see disruptors. I like to see the next Uber. I like to see the next Lyft. I like to see what the next iPhone or phone is going to destroy regular laptop computers. Now we got watches out here that does almost what your computers back in the 90s did, and it's just on your wrist. That's a disruptor. It changes the game. And Mr. Ball can be a game changer in that aspect. And so I'm rooting for him. That'd be so amazing. And if I had the money, I would love to get down on the groundworks of that. Whether it succeeds or not, just the fact that we went up against the NCAA and forced them to change the way they do business. Oh my God. It's the same way the XFL did to the NFL years back, where NFL had to come with it. Because even though XFL turned out to be somewhat of a joke, when they first came out, it was no joke. It was competition. They had the summer to themselves, and they balled their butts off. It was some parts of it where you like, it's kind of corny, kind of crazy. But the fact that they disrupted professional sports to a point where the NFL had to take notice, that's major. That's major. And that's where you really start making money. And if you can be a leader and bring people along and teach them what you learn and make them better than you were at that point, oh man, let me tell you, that's like a multi-level marketing. You won't have to work another day in your life because they're gonna take care of you. What goes around comes around. So if you like this video, click the like below. Subscribe, click that bell down below, join the Facebook page that's in the description down below, and let's do this. Let's live this boss life. I'll see you later.